Hey there guys, and welcome to another Path of Titans video. This video will be looking at a particular stat which for me is a make or break stat, and that is the turn radius of your dinosaur. So I was helping Zuxi level his Albert last night and we saw something kicking off, so as he leveled I thought I'd just get involved and see what was going on. It's the perfect kind of fight to show you how OP turn radius is. Now this fight isn't very clean, I do take quite a bit of damage, but the turn radius on these alloys and the pike now is really important to see. So I don't know who the Patchy is, he's just there, but these two kicked off, so I thought just get behind them and start riding them a little bit, tail riding them. And I start on the pike now. So just doing the standard tail riding technique at the moment. You can hear the alloy come behind, and there's no way that thing can turn as fast as I can, so I can just stay behind it, just at walking speed. Now the Albert is quite interesting because you can remove the stomp ability, which nobody uses anyway, and give yourself better turning radius. So horns on the front, rear kick, which I'll demonstrate in a second when I kick at the face. Any second now. So you can attack from the front and the back, you can spin whenever you want, and you don't have to use stomp. In fact, it feels always quite useless. Just use the horns instead and you can turn faster. Now I do end up face tanking this thing a little bit, and that's why I take quite a bit of damage, but all in all this really does show you how good turn radius is. So if we just stay behind this thing and we can turn faster than it, it can't really reach us that well. So it does precise turn there and spins on the spot. That's the only real thing it can do. You can just keep chipping away at this thing. It's doing tail attacks, doing very little damage. And then finally, after a while, we do manage to kill off the alloy. Standard Patchy behaviour there to steal the trophy and run off with it, but we don't really need it, so that's fine. So, on the Albert's abilities, you can see here, balanced front limb. You lose the ability to attack with front limbs, but gain increased turning radius. Brilliant. Stomp. Got to be standing still to stomp on somebody. Pointless. Always go for balanced, in my opinion. Turning radius is so important. And here we can see the turning radius is really, really good. And this is just walking. What's great about the Albert is if you run, it's still really tight. So you can just basically turn on a dime, which is fantastic. Even charging has a good turn radius. So yeah, the Albert and turn radius, fantastic couple. To show a not so good turn radius, we'll have a look at the Amarga. The Amarga's got a bit of a blessing to it though, that it's got a lot of reach on its tail and head attack. But as you can see, walking, not too bad, but as soon as you run, that turn radius is pretty awful. It's extremely wide. It wouldn't be hard at all to be able to tail ride this and kill it. I mean, it does have the defensive scales where basically it causes bleed if you attack it, but still, the turn radius in the Amarga isn't great. Now, the reason why I've shown this is because a lot of people say, well, it's four-legged dinosaurs have a better turn radius. It's not true in the slightest bit. The Allo can outturn this, in my opinion. And finally, I just want to show the Stego because this has an extra ability as well, and one ability that I can't use even though it does help turn radius. So as you can see, the Stego's turn radius is pretty nice as it is. It can turn really quite quickly, be that running or standing, and your precise movement is also really good, so you can just stick your tail in the face and start destroying other dinosaurs. Okay, so finally the Stego has pivot, which is a different move. So if you stand there still for 5 seconds, then that increases your turning speed. This is quite interesting if you're using turning radius on a defense, so things are attacking you but you're quick enough to turn and trade. And then traction I don't use. I find that the 30% loss of stamina recovery outweighs the increased turning speed of 20%, especially on the Stego. It doesn't need it. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at the spin before and after the pivot. So you'll see the little icon there. That will disappear because I'll move. When I stand still, I can spin on the spot, and I spin quite nicely. So if something's attacking me, I can trade with my tail. And then when the pivot comes on, you can spin a lot quicker. Really useful considering that there's no real head attack for the Stego anymore. So tail attack is where it's at. So for me, always keep an eye on your turning radius, know the turning radiuses of the other dinosaurs that you're attacking, know if they're quicker to get behind you, and if you need to back into some terrain to attack them or anything like that. All really important. I do hope you found this video helpful, and if you have, please drop me a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And other than that, guys, just stay safe out there.